Bang! How we doing? Steelers put up a little bit of a fight there, but did not last, and it's not going to last. And it's going to be Cincinnati coming here to Nashville like we all expected, right? Welcome in. Hope you've had a decent football day. The Dallas game was wildly entertaining, and the other game, not so much. Let me grab headphones here. Sorry. Should have had those ready to sound a little better. How's everybody doing? So I'm expecting the schedule will be announced probably during the fourth quarter of this game, when it's apparent kind of what the result's going to be here. Because right now, if they put it out, there'd be a few too many slashes in there. Evening all. How do the Titans defend all the Bengals' weapons? Going to have to get to Burrow. I think the story of this game, on its face in the early stages, they've been sacked. The Bengals have been sacked. Burrow's been sacked 51 times. And the Bengals have sacked opposing quarterbacks 55 times. So which side of that do the Titans come out of? And who's hurt more by that? To me, that's the biggest deal going here. So if they get to Burrow, hurry him, throw him off his game, force some mistakes, they're in good shape. If the Bengals get to Tannehill and do those things to the Titans, advantage Bengals. Bengals do come in, obviously, hot, momentum, all of that kind of stuff. More charged up than the Titans can be from not having played this week. And we've seen that twice before with the Titans, with the number one seed. And we've seen a lot of times with number one seeds or with number one and number two seeds coming off the bye with hot teams coming in, particularly with flat starts. And so that's going to be a big challenge for the Titans this week. So we'll see. You're going to get a good quarterback at this stage of the playoffs. You know, odds of getting somebody bad like Roethlisberger or inexperienced like Mac Jones. There's a reason they were the seventh and sixth seeds. I think it's more than likely they play Saturday, Alex. Rams Cardinals winner will play Sunday, but the Packers are going to play, I would bet, Sunday night against the 49ers, which means I think the other number one seed would play on Saturday. So Green Bay's playing who? Green Bay's playing the lowest remaining seed in the NFC, which is likely to be 49ers, right? I don't know if the Titans do. Look, I mean, stunts and twists and pass rush stuff. I think coverage wise, I don't know. I think the Titans' defensive front can give Burrow problems, but that depth of weapons there with Chase and Higgins and Boyd, it's going to be a problem. The Titans, are not great at cornerback. They've played well now. Jenkins is playing as well as he's played all season. Screen has played well. Molden's coming off a not good game at all. Are those three beyond Fulton up for this task? Well, what kind of clock are you giving them? If they're operating on a faster clock, that could be okay. If he's getting some time, I think you're going to have some problems. There's no real way of predicting, but my thing with Henry is I don't think that he will get a standard Henry workload. He's not getting 28 carries. I'd be surprised if he got 22 carries. I would think max would be 18, but there's no telling. There's no telling, and there's a great mystery in this for sure. With what's going on with Derrick Henry here, I'd go back and look in what I wrote about Henry most recently, or just find his tweet, Pro Football Doc. He took the practice video that a lot of reporters put out of Henry from this week of practice that I wasn't at, and kind of compared cuts off his right foot, cuts off his left foot, saw a distinct difference. So, I mean, if you're thinking that he's miraculously all the way back and healed, he's not. Now, how that translates in a game and what it means, we don't know. But I think there's got to be something, to it. Yeah, Green Bay 49ers is locked in. I think that'll be Sunday Night Football. If Tannehill or Burrow tested positive, unless they've had COVID, and did Tannehill have COVID? I'm not remembering. In which case they wouldn't be being tested. And guys aren't being tested every day unless they're unvaccinated. But if one of them was in the circumstances that they tested positive on Thursday, they'd have to test out in order to be able to play on Sunday. That means no symptoms and a negative test by Saturday or Sunday. I don't think this is predetermined, Ed, like series alteration, snaps alteration. I think it's determined by game flow. I don't doubt that they'll be focused, but I doubt that they'll be the better team early in the game. Like people have said, they're generally flat at the beginning of games anyway. Titans haven't been a big blitzing team this year, largely because they haven't needed it. But I'd be reluctant to take people out of coverage to blitz because you're going to get burned on the back end. I am a big War on Drugs fan, though I haven't given the newest album multiple listens, and it didn't grab me right out of the gate. I got to give it some more chances. Yeah, the Titans simply have not put Fulton on a receiver and had him chase him all over the field. So I imagine Chase is going to move around and multiple people are going to get chances on him. But I don't expect all of a sudden that we see Fulton trailing somebody everywhere. Bengals run defense. They've given up regular season 4.3 yards a carry and 15 ground touchdowns. So, there's room to run there. They were ranked against the run. I'm just calling it up here on another screen. Come on. A little slow scrolling here. Cincinnati was 5th against the run. in total yards, though. So average and such looks good, but total number not so good. Yeah, this is very popular thinking, Alex, except that the Titans faced really the same defenses without Henry. They intended to be the same offense. They were the same offense. They lacked a home run threat without Henry. Foreman and Hilliard certainly weren't breaking away um, the way that Henry does and can. But people were defending them the same. They weren't hitting anything downfield. They were missing receivers. Tannehill wasn't playing particularly well. Julio Jones was doing nothing. AJ Brown was missing some games, and defenses didn't change at all. The box numbers were largely the same. So this idea that the presence changes how teams play the Titans is generally false because his lack of presence didn't change the way the Titans played. We have no way to know about T.R. Tart or Daquan Jones and their injury progress, except that we would presume time would help them. But no injury report until Tuesday or Wednesday this week. No injury updates last week. They kept stacking the box, focus one, against anybody. Titans got together today. I don't know if they practiced. I'm sure they had some kind of light practice. It wasn't any media availability. Yes, the Rams. You're putting the Rams through to the playoffs. Corey Newsom and the Rams actually have to beat Arizona, but Arizona or Los Angeles. Uh, I don't know that they have to play on Sunday, but they're going to play on Sunday. There is no way that the Titans will be in prime time against Cincinnati if there's Kansas City Buffalo game. Titans will be the early game Saturday. Kansas City Buffalo is a much better game. I mean, they're both good games, but which game, if you weren't a Titans fan, would you be more anxious to see? Kansas City Buffalo is, to me, it's a more interesting game. Hearing Saturday, like who's hearing Saturday? Somebody's reporting Saturday and you're reading it aloud and you're hearing it, or you have sources. I think Daryl Mayberry is correct. Titans in the first game Saturday, Chiefs Bills Saturday night, two NFC games on Sunday, and it'll be Green Bay late. You should be scared of this game. Well, I mean, I think Vrabel with extra time is very good, obviously, but he hasn't had extra time to prepare for an opponent because he didn't know who the opponent was. So, I mean, I'm sure they're working on Cincinnati, but their focus wasn't, you know, dead set like it is coming off a bye or a mini bye, knowing who your opponent is. They know how to make use of extra time. They're good at it, uh, but it doesn't make them infallible by any means. They also had a lot of extra time to prepare for openers, and they've lost two of those, which everybody seems intent on leaving out of the out of the statistic, which to me is 10-2. Saturday afternoon is what I'm thinking, yeah. I think, these 2 games with the 7th seed, and I know the Steelers are only halfway in here, but really showed us that you don't need a 7th seed. Really not good football. What else we got, folks? Good crowd. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, there's no sense looking at the forecast for next Saturday in Nashville. It's not going to hold. How much snow did you guys get in Nashville? I got a good deal of snow out here in Brentwood. Very, very wet snow. Tannehill's not going to have to win necessarily all 3 games, but if they win a Super Bowl, he's going to have to become much more of a playoff quarterback than he's been, for sure. I don't know. For Todd Downing not having the playbook, script, or offense to ultimately be successful, Titans are the number 1 seed in the AFC, sitting home this weekend, unlike every other team in the AFC. Well, must have done something right. This is an interesting question. Cincinnati hasn't been in the playoffs, hasn't won in the hasn't been in the second round of the playoffs forever. So, it's not a far trip for them to drive down 65 and, tickets can be had at the right price. It's not going to be like it would be if it was the Raiders or the Chiefs or the Bills, which it could be a weekend later if the Titans take care of their part of it. So that's an interesting question. Yeah, I mean the Titans should be. Let's see here. Should be more healthy than the Bengals, but we don't know what Henry's foot's going to be like. You don't know if Julio Jones is going to limp off during the first series. You don't know about Tart and Jones, who are reasonably significant role players. This is a popular line of thinking, and they are in good injury shape, but something could happen at any minute. I am not at all a hot chicken guy. And it annoys me that Nashville is, like people try to think of us as a hot chicken town. When I got here in 1997, we weren't a hot chicken town. What did AJ do in that game? He didn't do much, did he? Titans at Houston. AJ Brown, 4 catches for 68 yards. All right, more than I remember with the touchdown. I mean, a little bit of something coming together and a little bit of Houston sucking. I mean, I think the cornerback play got better. I think Jenkins, when he got over his injury, which I forget the specifics of, he played better. I think the pass rush is keyed in on all of this stuff. I think they also saw some crappier offenses down the stretch there. Tua can't throw deep. Davis Mills couldn't throw deep. So that's a big piece of it as well. This is a good question here. I mean, I think it's a little bit of inconsistency from AJ Brown, why he has a great game and then disappears on the stat sheet in the next game. I also think they don't force it to him enough, and they should. They absolutely should. I don't know why everybody wants to give Julio Jones the benefit of the doubt on this. Like with anybody else, you'd say, well, if he's out there, he should be producing, and he's uh, healthy enough to play. So he's healthy enough to run around. He's healthy enough to catch a ball. He's healthy enough to get open and get thrown to. So he played 9 games. In my thinking, he was healthy enough at the start of those 9 games to play in those 9 games. Island, when I lived there, it's kind of a little town. It's near Edison, Woodbridge. It's nothing special, but I mean, you wouldn't live in Island. You'd live in Edison, Metuchen, Woodbridge. They're all fine. I don't know that much about it beyond that. Boy, they had some bad games this weekend. Well, and these teams have talent more like Debo Samuel. I mean, Cincinnati's the best 3-pack of receivers of anybody I could think of in the league, and certainly anybody the Titans have seen in a good while. At least, I mean, Kansas City not that deep at wide receiver. I'm not that scared of Byron Pringle. Thanks, Valerie. I expect it to be announced before the end of this game schedule for next weekend. What else we got? No, I mean, they don't have to have the game plan done. They've still got a day here. So, yeah, I think they probably have a basic outline, but and this staff more than some others who have been here willing to kind of continue to write it as the week goes on, I think. All right, 1 or 2 more, and I'm going back to watch the rest of this disaster. Yeah, I mean, the Dallas game was interesting. Yeah, again, this who guards Chase, like the Titans put one guy on one guy, is just not really accurate in the way people defend him. What side of the field is he on? Well, Debo Samuel is first team All Pro. Chase wasn't. So, but that's an odd comparison to make that he's the next Debo Samuel. That's not the way I would put it. Why not use him more like San Francisco uses Debo? Because even without Derrick Henry, the Titans have run for 4 yards plus per carry and done just fine. So he's not a running back. I wouldn't want him used as a running back. Titans don't have receivers. So why take your one good receiver and put him in the backfield so that you could get Cody Hollis around the field? Hard pass. He is a very big reason. Autry, to me, is the glue guy between Landry and Simmons. Big glue guy. Great, great addition. He's been fantastic. Don't blow the fucking whistle on this play. Like, look, they have to disallow the play because they blew the whistle, but nothing was going to happen if they didn't blow the whistle, nothing defensively was going to happen that was going to stop that play. But you can't blow an inadvertent whistle there. You can't. It's just fucking awful. All right. Good chat. Good to see you. We'll do it again soon. Appreciate you all coming. Don't block the box. Do lock the locks. Outkick 360 tomorrow, 2 to 5. Vrabel's having a press conference at 11, so you'll see some tweets about that. And I'm going to bang out a piece in the morning about the most anonymous member of your Tennessee Titans. So look for that to post sometime in the morning. Glad we did this. Be well. Stay dry. Don't drive.